If we could just touch on Tanzania, it is one of the high growth areas for you. And if I may just touch on the medical business, which recorded a dramatic increase in Tanzania, was up 341%. Are we expecting these kind of numbers to continue?
Yes, I think that, so far where we have got market leaderships in Uganda and in Kenya, we are now also hoping to do the same in Tanzania and use our expertise here in Tanzania as well. And you can see from the results that we are doing quite well so far.
Okay, so when you look at the overall numbers that we've seen coming through, 49% growth in general business, 32% growth in medical, 25% in pension business, 35% in life businesses as well. You are in East Africa, you're also in Mauritius at this stage. What kind of expansion are you focusing on going forward? Is it just about expanding further in those territories, or are you thinking bigger?
Well, we are hoping to expand in other African regions. So that means that we are now going to look also at the west coast of Africa, as well as more in Central Africa as well.
When do you plan to do this? Have you got specific targets in place? And do you have the cash to be able to do this? Or would you be seeking funding when embarking on this spending?
Okay. We plan to be in 6 new countries in the next 3 years. And for that expansion, we don't anticipate the need to go outside our own reserves. I think that we have sufficient cash to handle it.
It's also interesting because you've also put a great sweetener on the table for those invested in your company because you put out quite a strong dividend. And then you also declared a bonus share issue in the ratio of 1 to 10. This is happening for the 3rd consecutive year. And one just notices that your company came under significant pressure today on the market, was down over 3%. Give us an indication of just some of the sentiment surrounding the insurance industry and, of course, the fact that you have put a sweetener on the table for investors.
Yes, I think that we are doing fairly well, although you know that the stock market in Kenya has taken a particular hit this year. But fortunately, we were diversified enough so that it didn't hit our bottom line so much. But I think that as we are growing, I think that we feel that our investors should participate in our growth as well. So that's why we are continuing with our issue of bonus as well as continuing with our program on dividend issues.
You're seeing growth in the short and the long-term insurance space. You mentioned Kenya experiencing a few issues. We know that many companies that are in Kenya right now are diversifying to mitigate some of the risks locally. Would you say that Kenya is going to be one of the low-growth areas going forward, at least until some of the macroeconomic issues are sorted out?
Sorted. You know that I think everybody is looking at Kenya for the end of this year because we are expecting some issues around the elections. But I think that in the medium term, we see Kenya is also a thriving economy. I think that we are pushing much more for long-term business out of Kenya, as we are also doing in East Africa as well. I think that it's a board-driven initiative that we push our long-term business more and more.